Hello everyone, Woody Elfmen here. I am an investigative reporter with the Tamriel Times, and today we are in the beautiful land of Skyrim, and we are going to be traveling up to the heart of the Stormcloak Rebellion, Windhelm, and we are going to investigate a story.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
Oh, that sounds like a story for another day. Hello, I would like to interview you. For the Tamriel Times.
Move along.
Listen, okay. Alright, I got the hint. We're good. What? Hey. Hey. Get away. Stop. I ask if you please don't. I ask you to cease hostilities, now. Alright, so we are right outside of Whiterun, but I need to get up to Windhelm.
Need a ride?
So yes, I would like a ride. And for a long journey with this dude, so.
Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest
No.
city in Skyrim by some account.
Oh, that's a fun
Say
fact.
The big old palace there was built by Ysgramor himself.
Ylgramor. Alright, so let me explain the reason why we are in Windhelm today. So, I have heard lots of reports that there are some racial disparities and some persecution going on against the Dark Elves in this city. So, today we are going to get to the bottom of it. We are going to experience it firsthand, and we're going to see if there is a more systemic issue at play. If we need to go undercover, I did manage to acquire a Stormcloak guard soldier outfit from my sources. I'm not going to go into that right now. I don't know how they got it. I don't ask questions. But if we do need to go undercover, we got that. Hello, sir. I am Woody Elfmen. I am an investigative reporter, and we are in Windhelm today to get to the bottom of this. Are you experiencing any sort of racial persecution by certain Nords?
Discrimination and hardship are common experiences. The city guards don't make the situation any better, so it's best to keep a low profile.
Alright.
It's a tough situation, but I appreciate your concern for our well-being.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink.
Oh, God.
You refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
We haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war. Imperial
Greyskins.
spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, little spy. We
Spare
got ways of finding out what you really are.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
Whoa, no.
You've come to the wrong city then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking. Unworthy of one such as you. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us. But Rolf is the worst by far. Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well.
It's 9 p.m. I feel like we should get a room for the night at the inn. Now, I am...
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
Woman, I need you to be quiet.
Great rooms upstairs, and there's a bed for rent on the ground floor.
I would
Sure
like
thing.
that bed
Yours for a day.
that you just mentioned. Alright, we're up nice and... I'm going to leave. Would you say the pay is unfair for the amount of work that you do?
The pay is indeed a matter of concern. We are paid far less than our Nord counterparts for the same work. It is a difficult situation, as we struggle to make ends meet with the wages we receive. I am paid a mere fraction of what a Nord dockworker would earn for the same labor. The wages we receive make it incredibly challenging to provide for our families.
Are you frustrated that Ulfric Stormcloak hasn't put any policies in place to help or alleviate the suffering of your people under these unfair wages?
It is certainly disappointing that more has not been done to address this issue.
Alright, we're here in the Grey Quarter. This is where the Dark Elves live.
Ah, a new visitor to the New Nissy's Corner Club. What can I get for you today?
Yes, my name is Woody Elfmen. I am an investigative reporter, and I'm here today to dive into what it's like to live as a dark elf in Windhelm. So can you tell me something more about that?
Well, let's see. Life in the Grey Quarter isn't easy. That much is certain. We endure the disdain of the Nords, the constant struggle for employment, and the challenges of living in this forgotten corner of the city. The stench of prejudice and neglect is ever present, but we don't endure. If you want to know more, you could speak to some of the residents here in the Grey Quarter. They'd have their own stories to tell. As long as Ulfric Stormcloak remains in power, I see little hope for change.
Do you think there is a systemic issue here in the city, and that the government is holding you back from truly thriving?
Of course there's a systemic issue. The ruling class of Windhelm, made up of mostly Nords, has no interest in seeing the likes of us thrive. The authorities turn a blind eye to the struggles we face, and it's abundantly clear that they have no intention of providing aid or support. The government's focus seems to be solely on the interests of the Nord population, while we're left to fend for ourselves in this forsaken corner of the city.
Alright, so we talked to a local business owner. He gave us some deeper insight on what it's like living here as a dark elf. So we're gonna go, what are we gonna do next? Alright, I'm doing it. I'm gonna walk in there and I'm going to try to get an interview with Ulfric Stormcloak himself.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. I know you.
Perhaps I am Woody Elfmen. I am a investigative reporter with the Tamriel Times. Your steward was supposed to pass along a message, requesting an interview. Did that happen, and would you like to do an interview?
I must decline your request for an interview.
Darn.
My time is dedicated to the cause of securing Skyrim's independence from the Empire, and I cannot be diverted from that purpose. If you have other inquiries, feel free to bring them forth.
Now, this wouldn't be because I'm an elf, right? Or that I'm writing for the Tamriel Times, which hasn't always been kind to you. Because, you know, we are trying to see both sides of the situation here, and we really would like to get a word from you, or at least one of your top advisors. Is there anyone that you recommend that we talk to?
My decisions are not based on race or the publication for which you write.
Right.
However, at this time, I cannot accommodate you with an interview, as I have already made clear.
Okay.
If you seek insight into the Stormcloak cause, you may find General Garmar Stonefist a suitable subject for your inquiries.
Okay, alright, we'll talk to Stonefist. Thank you for the time. I'm sorry that we couldn't have an interview with you, but we are always willing in the future. Yes, Jarl Ulfric told me to speak with you. I am Woody Elfmen. I am a reporter for the Tamriel Times, and today I would like to interview you regarding the mistreatment or mishandling of some of the other races in this city.
Interview, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. You're certainly persistent. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll entertain your questions.
I am.
But I won't entertain any twisted stories about mistreatment.
Of course not.
I stand for the freedom of Skyrim and the Nords and anyone who supports our cause. If any non-Nord wishes to live and fight alongside us, they are welcome. We do not mistreat those who stand with us.
Okay. Alright.
Now, what's the first question in this so-called interview?
Okay, alright. We have heard a lot of reports, very troubling reports, of very systemic mistreatment of the Dark Elves and Argonians in the city.
Systemic mistreatment? Nonsense.
Okay. That's all.
We'll stand here and deny that there are tensions between the Nords and some of the other races, but to say it's systemic mistreatment is an outright lie. Skyrim belongs to the Nords, and that will never change. Those who do not respect our traditions or threaten our way of life may find themselves at odds with us, but it's not mistreatment, it's a matter of security and maintaining our sovereignty. As for the citizens here, they're expected to respect the laws of our land. It's as simple as that. Now, if there's nothing else, I have duties to attend to.
These systemic mistreatments I'm talking about are things like the Dark Elves being restricted to live in a certain section of the city, being paid lower wages. In the Argonians' case, I believe they are getting paid little to nothing working on the docks. So, why hasn't Ulfric done anything to help the Dark Elves in the city?
You're intent on spreading lies, aren't you?
No, no.
It's clear to me that you've been listening to the ramblings of fools and cowards.
Okay, well,
I won't entertain
you're citizens.
baseless accusations any longer. The security and prosperity of Skyrim's citizens, Nords and otherwise, are my concern. If Ulfric has not intervened in these matters, it is either because these so-called mistreatments do not exist as you describe, or because there are other pressing matters at hand. Now, I have said my piece. I suggest you find better use for your time.
Oh, wow. Okay, so, thank you for doing this interview. I would just like to get your official position. Your official position is that it doesn't exist, there are no problems, and that everyone who is experiencing this day to day is just wrong. They're lying. That's your official opinion? That's Ulfric's official opinion on this issue?
My official position is that Skyrim belongs to the Nords, and those who respect our traditions and laws are welcome. As for the rest of your statement, you're twisting my words. I never said everyone who experiences these issues is lying. However, I do maintain that substantial systemic mistreatment, as you describe, is false. I suggest you find another angle for your story, or better yet, find another city to report on. Good day.
Don't cross me, elf.
Okay.
Don't let Ulfric or some of these other short-sighted Nords bother you. Most of us are happy to welcome newcomers.
This seems like the guy to talk to. You seem like a level-headed gentleman, so I would like to speak with you. I am Woody Elfmen of the Tamriel Times, and I am doing a report on the racial discrimination against the Dark Elves and Argonians here in Windhelm, and I just spoke with Ulfric's right-hand man, Stonefist, and he completely denied the situation of a systemic issue against the Dark Elves.
Well, Woody, let me tell you, there's no denying the truth here in Windhelm. The Dunmar and the Argonians face a fair share of discrimination. It's a harsh reality, and unfortunately, not everyone is willing to address it. I can assure you the struggles they face are real, and I'm doing what I can to bring attention and change to the situation. Ulfric's right-hand man may not see things the same way, but the truth is evident for those who wish to see it.
Now, would you like to say anything to the people of Tamriel, the readers of the Tamriel Times, about the situation here in Windhelm?
To the people of Tamriel, I say this. The struggle for equality and understanding is ongoing, even in the great city of Windhelm. The Dark Elves and Argonians living within our walls face discrimination and hardship, and it is up to all of us to work towards a better future for them.
I'm going to continue to investigate the situation and see if we can truly expose the deeper issue here in Windhelm to the world. Alright, we gotta find the most racist son of a gun here in town. Alright, I've dressed up in the Stormcloak outfit. We are going to see if we can go undercover and figure out more about the situation. What do you think of these Dark Elves in this city? I heard a theory that they might be spies for the Imperials.
Those Dark Elves, as you call them, are not to be trusted. I've heard the same rumors about them being Imperial spies.
Got him.
I wouldn't put it past them. They have no love for Skyrim, that's for sure. The Grey Quarter is where they belong. They brought it upon themselves living like that. They should count themselves lucky to have a place to stay at all, considering they're not natives.
Get out of our city, Greyskins. This is Nordland.
Oh god, I'm hearing something else over there.
Eye on them and making sure they don't cause
do out here?
seems like the best course of action.
Alright, I gotta cut off the interview with that guy. I just heard some wild ass crap coming from this area.
This reeks of Greyskin filth.
Oh, this is our guy. You choose to, walk around and yell insults at them
Place reeks of grayskin
that
filth.
that. Do you think that is the best solution, or is there a more political method that you would like to go about this? I mean, it seems Ulfric is on our side about these dark
Get out of
elves,
our city,
correct?
Greyskins. This is Nordland.
Okay.
Ulfric Stormcloak is a true Nord, and he understands the threat that these elves pose to our city.
Does he now?
He's standing up for our people and our way of life. I'm glad to see that he shares our concerns about the Dark Elves. When the Stormcloaks emerge victorious, the fate of the Dark Elves will be decided by our leader, Ulfric Stormcloak. I believe he will evaluate the situation and take appropriate action to secure the future of Windhelm and its people. Every night, I walk around the Grey Quarter and let them Greyskins know what I think of them.
Yeah, that's weird. Alright guys, we did it. We successfully went undercover and got some valuable information from the other side. In conclusion, through my in-depth investigation in the city of Windhelm, what I can say to the readers of the Tamriel Times is that there is a systemic issue of discrimination against the Dark Elves and Argonians in the city of Windhelm. While denied by Ulfric's government, many of the citizens agree that Ulfric holds these same views that are against the Dark Elves, including believing wild conspiracy theories about them being Imperial spies. I say this not to bash the city of Windhelm, because there were a lot of good-hearted people that I met here as well. I instead wish to bring light to this issue and inspire change for the future. And for those of you who think that I am an Imperial propagandist, it is clear to me that you have been listening to the ramblings of fools and cowards. Thank you, readers of the Tamriel Times. Woody Elfmen out.